And we're here with our favorite go-to astrologer, Danielle Ayoka, better known as @MysticLipstick on Twitter.
Online personality of Danielle Johnson. She is the woman who killed her boyfriend in Woodland Hills before pushing her baby and her 9-year-old daughter into traffic on the 405 freeway.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to J is for Justice. You're going to need your tinfoil hats for this story, folks. This is a very sad story out of California that involves doomsday fears, the eclipse, and 3 different crime scenes.
Yeah, Colleen, Danielle Johnson had a very large presence on social media. She had over 100,000 followers, and she posted about her fears about the eclipse and the apocalypse.
It's okay to take a break. It's okay to put the work down. It's okay to not be so serious. It's okay. You know, sometimes you gotta step away from the mess. You gotta step away from the responsibilities. You gotta step away from the heaviness and just clear your mind and reset, get in a better headspace so that you can have the perspective that isn't doom and gloom.
Absolutely. So if this is your sign now, if you're listening, go ahead and do it. You know what you wanted to do. And you know it was like, should I do it? Do it. And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
A man was killed in a Woodland Hills apartment. Then a baby found dead on the 405 freeway in Culver City. And finally, a woman pronounced dead in a Redondo Beach crash.
Around 4:30 a.m. on April 8th, police were called to the 405 freeway after seeing an infant and a child on the side of the road. Unbeknownst to authorities, the tragedies didn't start there and would end even worse. An hour earlier, Danielle Johnson and her boyfriend, Jalen Allen Cheney, started to argue. During the dispute, it is believed Danielle grabbed a knife witness and began to stab her boyfriend in Danielle attempted to drag his lifeless body out of the home, but eventually left him in the kitchen. She then left the apartment with her 9-year-old and 8-month-old baby. Once she reached the 405 freeway, police stated the minors either fell or were thrown from the car. Some reports claim the 9-year-old was holding the infant and accidentally dropped the child when she was pushed from the vehicle. The infant passed away due to the injuries suffered from the fall. Instead of checking on her children, Danielle continued driving at a high rate of speed before slamming into a tree and was killed on impact. Jalen's body was found 3 hours later when his neighbor discovered him. The neighbor said their door was wide open and there was blood on the floor leading into their apartment, and then a trail of it in the hallway leading up to the elevator. Reports state Jalen and Danielle were together for 3 years, and Danielle was going through a divorce. Danielle believed in astrology and felt the eclipse would bring upon an apocalypse. In a Twitter post, she warned her followers to wake up and pick a side. Six months ago, prior to this incident, Danielle appeared on the Scotty and Sylvia show on YouTube. Here she gave some astrology advice.
Wait, go ahead. You can keep up with Danielle @MysticLipstick on Twitter. And how else? If there's any other places too, Danielle, that we can, check you out on.
We have Mystic Lipsticks on Mystic X Lipstick on Twitter. And then I have my store, richgirlmagic.com.
I love that.
And then I have my Patreon, Mystic Healing. So if you are into, more like learning how to do like magic and things like that, then you can join there.
Oh, I love that.
Wow. Crazy.
Danielle, welcome to the show. I'm so happy to see you. Besides you, running up our lives, basically just reading us for filth.
Every day.
Hello.
Check in. How's your
My
heart?
It feels cool, like I think I feel good. I feel like, my blood pressure is good. I'm in my 30s now. I got to worry about things like that. So
Amen,
we're
amen.
right here
hard.
with
I'm
you.
like, it's beating right. But
It's being right.
I think
The
I'm
literal.
feeling pretty right now. How about you guys?
Oh, we're good. Birthday's coming up, so it's kind of, oh, wait. Can we say that, Sylvia? It's Danielle's
The what?
birthday today.
It is. Yeah, let's say
It's
yes.
Danielle's
Happy birthday.
Happy
Danielle,
birthday.
I can't believe you're joining us on your birthday. We're so
I know.
honored to be
We're
spending
honored,
this day with
truly.
you.
But we feel great.
I got a Cap Stellium. I have a Virgo rising. I work through everything. So I'm here. I'm like, this is great. I feel like I was going to have a great time with you guys. So I was like, yeah, that'd be like a fun way to like start my birthday.
I love that. Okay.
I would say astrology is basically the interpretation of the energies of the planets at the time that you were born or in like the current moment. So obviously nobody's like, yeah, the literal fucking Pluto is defining this right now. It's the energy that Pluto represents. It's the energy that Pluto like invokes in us. So the easiest way that I like to describe it is that like with the moon, the moon controls the tide. The moon controls people's emotions. Like when there's a full moon, there's higher crime rates, there's more births, there's more deaths. So, we are made of like over 70% water. And so with that, like the energies of the planets that they represent pull on our energies to form us a certain way, almost like a cookie cutter shape. And that's how you get your birth chart. And then like, that's also how like the collective energy is formed like every day with like the transits, like, so where all the planets are like, the sign and then like, whatever degree they're in, et cetera, et cetera. So it's basically that. I feel like, there is definitely like a physiological effect of the planets, just like we have, because our society does not teach us how to be healthy. And that's really it. Like a lot of our foundations as a society are toxic. They're ungrounded and they're unrealistic. And nobody actually tells us, this is how you are healthy. This is how you healthily talk to people or love yourself or love other people. So what happens with the retrogrades is not that it's coming in and necessarily like ruining our lives exactly. What it is that it's ruining our toxic life and then it's telling you figure it out. But we don't have the tools like in school or like on like a mass level that tells us like how to actually navigate something without being terrible. And so then we have to figure it out on the spot.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Like that's what it is. And so like what retrograde does is it puts your toxic behaviors like in your face, and it puts like the toxic patterns and dynamics that you have with people and then like with yourself in your face. Now the only one that's a little different is retrograde. That's Mercury retrograde, because it's a little bitch. So it fucks with our electronics. But let me tell you something. The thing about our society is that we actually functioned on a very high level without electronics. So what electronics does is it introduces like other like frequencies that aren't natural to us. So like we don't rely on our intuition the way we used to, like before electricity and stuff. We don't rely on our gut feelings. We don't rely on our power. Like the thing about magic is that it's natural to us as humans, but then people in the movies make it seem like it's just for kids and it's just bullshit. But the people who make the movies are using the magic to make the fucking movies, but they keep it from us. And so then it's like we have all these electronics that give us anxiety, that unground us. That's why salt lamps, side note, are great to have in your house. Selenite's great to have in your house. It cancels out the EMF waves. And so what's happening is that when we are being like called to go within, to really trust ourselves and listen to our intuition and to figure some shit out, our electronics are fucking up because like as a collective, all of our energy is being pulled into relying on our power and our insight that we get within ourselves. So then everything else gets messed up. And because most people don't even know they have intuition or that it's real, the world goes crazy.
Wow. Speaking of crazy.
Danielle had over 100,000 followers. And reading some of the comments on her social media on X, some people say that she was very enlightening before the pandemic. But it seems like Danielle fell to conspiracy theories and doomsday fears. And while there's no one to prosecute for these crimes, The police say they will investigate this just like any other murder. So we will follow for updates. Thanks for listening, and everybody stay safe. Be sure to check out my other videos and playlists for more true crime content. And if that's not enough, you can join our Patreon. Don't have a tinfoil hat? It's okay. We'll make you one. It's that easy. See you guys in the next video.
See you later. Bye.